Well, now football at all levels is done. Congrats to the Philadelphia Eagles for winning the big game this year, beating the Chiefs in blowout fashion. So, no more football to watch on the field for a while, but that doesn't mean the news stops, doesn't mean high school football in Arizona stops because there is still so much to talk about. Welcome on into Bleacher Talk. I'm Jordan Spurgeon alongside Claudia Collins. And Claudia, we've got a great show today. There's an amazing story from you. Cody Cameron joins us for some breakdowns on the coaching carousel, and Eliav Goodbye. We'll have some social spotlight. But Claudia, I don't want to keep us waiting. What's your story about?
So it's actually not football at all. Opening with that kind of tease. We saved the football for later on in the show, but right now we're going to switch gears. We're talking baseball and softball to some degree. The Red Mountain baseball and softball teams, a group of them go out on Thursdays to one of the feeder elementary schools and play with the kids at recess. And honestly, on paper, you're like, that sounds like a great idea, but seeing it in action and seeing how they get kids involved in playing outside, playing sports. Hey, I remember being in elementary school and like there was a time where it wasn't cool to play outside. Everybody wanted to talk in their groups. No, you should go out, you should play kickball, play football. It looked like an absolute blast. And I honestly think it's an initiative that is really working to get these kids moving their bodies at recess. So here's more.
The Red Mountain baseball and softball teams are headed back to the playground. It's the Mountain Lions' way of giving back to the community, going out to Mendoza Elementary School and playing yard games with the kids at recess.
So excited the minute I announce it every Thursday morning that Red Mountain High School is coming. I hear the teachers say, oh my goodness, you should see the excitement. They love seeing them here and being with them because they see them as the future and like what they will be when they grow up. And it's almost like having a little mentor because they look up to them and they have positive attitudes and they show them like that they can get involved in more in school. And so I think that's just been the greatest part of it is them seeing them like as an older brother or sister.
It's really just a super fun experience to go back to whenever we were younger in elementary school and have like a big mentor that we weren't able to have. And it's super fun to play with kids who are in need to learn of what it's like to respect others during recess.
It's more than just a way to give back. It's a way to encourage the kids to get out and play, move their bodies, bond with friends, and look to the future.
Being more active because in the past they would sit and just talk to each other and they wouldn't move around, and so now they're seeing them moving around and getting more active and wanting to play more sports for sure.
These kids are like so energetic. They come out ready to play. We're playing football, we have basketball, there's kids running around on the playground. The girls softball team was out here playing with them too, and it's just awesome to be around kids that like to be outside and like to have fun, and their smiles just light us up too.
A lot of positive self-talk in this, so there's just a lot of communication with other kids and just I think creating like really good habits and just being good role models, good leaders, and hopefully that's trickling down and the effect into some of these kids. And that's the whole point of this is just get them up and moving at recess and creating those good habits and again just being good role models for them.
It's the high schoolers' way of setting an example and getting the kids involved, while also bringing out their own inner child.
A better feeling of that I'm helping the community and coming back out and sharing the experiences that I never had when I was a kid, and getting to see these kids grow up, seeing high school kids taking the time out of their day to come out and play with them is awesome.
I think it's just super special that they just get to come out here and just get to go play with the kids and just relive some maybe their childhood memories too. Like they grew up on some of these fields. For them to come back and be on it is super special.
We're really just getting a way of being like a leader, a true leader to younger kids, and it's really it's really energizing just to see kids have fun, and it makes us feel happy.
The community impact is clear. The kids run out the doors to the schoolyard with big smiles on their faces when the Red Mountain teenagers arrive. And when it's time to go, they're overjoyed, talking to their friends about all the games they played with the high school baseball and softball players. And that's how Red Mountain baseball and softball are changing the game. For Sports 360 AZ, I'm Claudia Collins.
Another great story, Claudia. I agree. Seeing these kids go out there and get to play at recess with kids they look up to and athletes they look up to, that is super, super special. So again, the Mesa School District, I know we've been hounding it a lot. They are killing it. They are the role models. And I know so many programs across the state are doing great things too. Up next, Cody Cameron with more on the coaching carousel and a little bit of camp counselor Cody time as well.
When I started to compete, they told me I should stop. When I came in dead last, they told me I should stop. When colleges didn't recruit me, they told me I should stop. What they didn't know is that I am unstoppable.
CAA champion, Anthony Rowe.
Let us help you be unstoppable with your financial goals at desertfinancial.com.
The Valley of the Sun will roar to life this spring.
This ought to get pretty wild here.
Why is that, you may ask? Because NASCAR is coming to Phoenix, and it's going to be a weekend of good vibes the whole family won't forget. The best-in-class fan experience meets racing's toughest drivers for 3 days of action on and off the track, all surrounded by the beautiful Estrella Mountains.
Oh yeah, baby! Let's go!
Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
This is a Santan Ford announcement.
Santan Ford has over 1,600 new cars and trucks in stock. All models are priced for immediate sale to make room for more arrivals. Don't wait. Head to Tim Hoving's Santan Ford in Gilbert.
We are Santan Ford.
Nothing brings people and families together faster than sharing food. Great friends, memories, and good times. For over 2 generations, Valle Luna has served you the food that brought you together, and we've been proud to do so. We're fortunate to have been a part of so many stories, gatherings, and traditions that continue on today and will tomorrow. Start a tradition of your own. Come taste authentic Sonoran-style food with your family and friends here with us at Valle Luna.
Visit us at Harrah's Auction Casino in the city of Maricopa, where you'll find play for all and friendly people ready to welcome you like family.
Welcome back, you two.
As the official sponsor of Play and the only casino in Arizona with Caesars Rewards, see what a difference it makes to play where your fun is our top priority. Harrah's Auction Casino. Play for all.
What would you need to experience life in full motion? Expertise to provide the best care, unsurpassed training and technique. It requires the best orthopedic surgeons. Ortho Arizona.
When I started to compete, they told me I should stop. When I came in dead last, they told me I should stop. When colleges didn't recruit me, they told me I should stop. What they didn't know is that I am unstoppable.
CAA champion, Anthony Rowe.
Let us help you be unstoppable with your financial goals at desertfinancial.com.
Well, here with Cody Cameron. And Cody, I wanted to pick your brain. So we're in the coaching carousel right now. It's the second straight offseason of so many moves. And the way I see it play out early on, it's a lot of head coaches leaving to become a head coach at a different program. But as that starts sort of dwindling down and jobs remain open, it gives chances for assistant coaches to get their first crack at a head coaching job, or maybe a second crack at a head coaching job. Who are some of the guys you know across the state that you feel are deserving or ready for, or are just going to crush it as a future head coach that maybe haven't done it yet?
Yeah, I think that's a great point. When you look at the coordinator position at a lot of these schools, right? And you always look at the schools that had a ton of success going on. And I look at what ACP's had this past season with a Robert Ortiz, who was actually a head coach. He was at Mingus, where he grew up. He was a Mingus head coach, but came down, was coordinator at Marcos Teniza. They had a couple really good seasons, and then makes the move over to ACP this past year. And offensively, they put up some of the top numbers in the state of Arizona, make it to the 4A state championship game, and just had a tough game against Micah Mountain. But what he was able to accomplish in such a short amount of time, I feel like, to me, that would be a no-brainer. And even their defense coordinator, Coach Bartz, Jordan, me and you were speaking off air here. It's the next wave of young coaches. We have a great crop of coaches who have coached for 20 and 30 years and who have continued to land coaching jobs, and rightfully so, because their resume speaks for itself. But those schools that believe in young coaches have seen that wave the last couple of years, and they go all in and on a guy who's 24, 25, 26 years old. The Chandler Hovick method of five years ago, that's paid dividends. I think when you look at a Coach Bartz, who's a defense coordinator there too, you go, he's the next one. And there is a head coach right now, Jeremy Hathcock, who just landed the Mesa job. And I get to say it on a TV platform now because I've tweeted this multiple times. His son, Alec Hathcock, I wholeheartedly believe will be the next best head coach in the state. He currently coaches in Texas. He's coached at assistant jobs at Ben Franklin High School down here for a couple of years. He's been a head track coach. I think he's the next coming. I hope Alec comes down, becomes a Mesa assistant coach, and I really think he'd be the next head coach in the state of Arizona from a great coaching tree, but he's also a great developer of young adults in football and in track.
I'm sure you've seen it kind of on a personal level and we can make assumptions, but what do you think it is about this young coaching method, as you want to call it? Is it just the relatability for these guys, or that I was just there, I've pretty much just done that kind of mentality?
Yeah, I think you're spot on, Claudia. I think it's one, you're fiery. I like and I could say that because my dad's been a coach for a million years, and I say you can never coach in the state of Arizona. You're the old timer. And I always make fun of him on that because he doesn't use social media right. He doesn't understand recruiting and all that. I think it comes down to a couple of things, right? The young guys are in the off season more susceptible to the sevens culture, where it's like everybody's doing it, so you kind of got to do it. It's got the pros and cons, but creating stuff for your players year round, enforcing a multi-sport culture where they're running track, but also bringing fun light through social media, using social media to market your program. Claudia, exactly what you said, relating to the kids more because they're closer to high school. They didn't play high school football in 1950. And doing these things, right? I think it's
No hate.
Yeah. No hate. It's just a little bit different timing. But I think when you look at what the administrations try to do and the check boxes of that of a culture and really loving they're loving the program and promoting the program, I think young coaches are showing and proving that, and we've seen that across the board.
Cody, I'm going to ask the question that maybe other people are thinking. Have you thought about getting into coaching?
I've thought about it, but I've always said the coaches, when I see the coaches coach, it is a tough climate to coach. There's a lot of stuff you got to do, right? There's a lot of expectations. I think Brad does a great job of speaking about this, where parents' expectations of their kids are not realistic. I would have a tough time on that aspect because I am a straight to the point person. And I think I would catch myself in some gray areas with some of that. And the coaches in the state of Arizona do a really, really good job of being controlled and having these conversations when they shouldn't need to. They shouldn't need to tell that the kid's not going to be the next Tom Brady. Like, let the kid be a kid, right? Like, that's my whole let your son or kid, let them be a kid and enjoy their high school experience. I would struggle with that. The coaches in the state of Arizona are tremendous role models. They do a great job of that. So me personally, I just don't see it right now because I'm not as it would be tough for me.
Had to ask.
There you go. I love the question though.
Well, you're not putting the coaching hat on anytime soon, but you are also camp counselor, Cody, and I know that is the time of year that's right around the corner for you. So as we sit here, January, February time, you're meeting with schools and coaches about that. How's it all working out for you?
It's going good right now. Is the puzzle piece matching game. And so with the coaching cycle, the way it is, it's just craziness, right? Like it's just, you have a team slotted in a spot and then that coach has applied or is a finalist at another spot. So you're kind of waiting to see. And we follow our coaches as much as possible. We're loyal to the coaches as much as we want to be loyal to the program. It's hard when they don't have a head coach or they have an athletic director, right? Just from a liability standpoint. And so we're waiting and see. And that's why I'm the biggest pro in these schools making decisions in early January as much as possible. But as of right now, we still got like 20 to 30 head coaching vacancies. But our camp's going really well. Camp Tonazona and Payson, and then our California camp that I personally run are amazing venues. And doing it for 7 years now, Jordan, like I never get tired of it. And it's a great way for me to continue to really get to know the coaches and then get to see the players, right? Like I know we talk all the time in the summer where I go, hey guys, there's this class of 2027 kid who looks pretty darn good out here. And that's just always fun for me because just like the way you guys do and the way Sports 360 does, utilizing the platform for that, I think it's just kind of a match made in heaven where we can continue to give an experience to these teams and programs that they don't get to get and they'll remember forever.
I mean, if you've got eyes on the field and you're thinking, hey, there's this guy, he's on my radar. I mean, chances are that's the first time he's on his coach's radar too, right?
100%. And that's why I love camp too, Claudia, and having these conversations with you guys, getting to see these coaches and sometimes senior players getting to include the freshmen into the program and make them feel welcomed, but also seeing, wow, this freshman can really go, and you saw that at Hamilton this year. They had Roy Oliver III, a freshman receiver, ended up being Coach Dixon's top playmaker on the wide receiver position. And his first time seeing him, yeah, you have, those 3-4 weeks of spring football in June, but a lot of that is just learning and conditioning, right? By the time he gets to camp, a month in, there's a lot more competition, and seeing him and be comfortable going up against junior and senior defensive backs, that's a big step. Yeah, having those reps in camp and seeing what he can do in there, it leads into the season, especially when you get into pads. And so I just use that as an example. Roy Oliver, Noah Roberts, who I remember Coach McDonald telling me that this 8th grader coming in he wasn't saying he was the next Bijan Robinson, but he was saying, Cody, this kid is like legit. And I remember seeing him at camp and going, all right, Coach Mack, you did not lie to me. You might have lied to me many times before, but you did not lie to me about this kid. Noah Roberts is so legit. And so seeing those stories and no credit to me at all credit to the players and kids, but it's really cool to watch that happen.
And you've got your web of connections and all this stuff too. But for those coaches that haven't done it before, or they haven't, talked to you about it, which I feel like just about every coach in the state probably has had conversations with you about it. What do they need to know about, making that happen?
In terms of like setting up camp, campus, So it's what's interesting, Jordan, is as I've been doing this now, there's more teams in the state of Arizona than there are to go to campsites. But what's great about it too is like we have kind of like a queue, like a waiting list. But I feel like we as a company do a really good job of prioritizing. Okay, hey, you reached out to me first, like having that internal schedule and like, hey, we're going to do that. So a lot of newer programs we really try to get in because I wholeheartedly believe that a new program can set a culture and really the buy-in, right? And building the program at a camp because I've seen it happen.
When I started to compete, they told me I should stop. When I came in dead last, they told me I should stop. When colleges didn't recruit me, they told me I should stop. What they didn't know is that I am unstoppable.
Champion, Anthony
Let us help you be unstoppable with your financial goals at desertfinancial.com.
It's the model year end kickoff sales event going on now at Burge Mazda. Now's the time to save on the very latest 2025 Mazda models, like a 2025 CX-5, just $299 a month, or the versatile CX-50, just $289 a month, or save with 2.9% financing on the luxurious CX-90. Now's the time to upgrade and save at Burge Mazda during the model year kickoff event. Come in and celebrate at Burge Mazda, Baseline and Country Club.
The Valley of the Sun will roar to life this spring. Why is that, you may ask? Because NASCAR is coming to Phoenix, and it's going to be a weekend of good vibes the whole family won't forget. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
Ortho Arizona and my journey. My knees were shot, so I had double knee replacement, and I wanted the best in rehab. Ortho Arizona encouraged and pushed me in the process. Go to orthoarizona.org. That's orthoarizona.org.
Welcome back into Bleacher Talk. I'm Claudia Collins alongside Jordan Spurgeon, and we know you have been missing the Social Spotlight segment, and of course, Eliav Gabay, who headlines the Social Spotlight segment. He's back. He's scoured the internet. Obviously, a lot going on with the Super Bowl this past week, a little bit going on there, and coaching changes. So I know I'm kind of giving a teaser there, but what do you have for us this week, Eliav?
Claudia, it's always a fun one when it's Super Bowl weekend. And yes, of course, we had AZ representation. Keely Ringo with shout out Ralph Amston, the most inaccurate last name of all time because this guy's got rings for days. State champion for the Saguaro SaberCats, two-time national champion at Georgia, and he's just 22 and already a Super Bowl champion. Spurge, how about some love for Mr. Ringo?
I mean, Saguaro High School and really every high school out here, that's the guy you want to turn to with success from the Arizona pipeline, going to a ginormous SEC school and then winning a championship in the NFL. I mean, come on, it doesn't get much better than that. I know he's a little bit before all of our times here at Sports 360 AZ, but everyone from Ralph to Jordan Ham, Eric Sorensen, they all tell us the stories of how good he was at Saguaro. So none of them are shocked to see him be on a team, one of the best defenses that we've seen in the NFL in a long time too, and he's had a role there in special teams and stuff. So really cool to see, and happy for Keely Ringo.
And for you, Claudia, I know this next one is near and dear to our heart because Myron Bluford, was doing great things as a head coach, and then he was doing great things as a recruiter and a recruiting coach in general, but now he's back as the head football coach at ALA Ironwood. So before we get to our next coaching announcement, Claudia, Myron Bluford, we're happy Coach Blue is back too.
Absolutely. And it's a huge get, but it also makes sense. When he made that move over there, I felt like it was kind of a given he was going to end up in that head coach position because we've seen the success that he has. And honestly, I think these new programs, this is exactly the type of coach that they need. Just someone who's going to pave the way how they can go and play college football if that's what they want to do, which is really what he preached when he was at Arizona College Prep. It was like, okay, you want to play football? Let's do it. We'll find the perfect school for you. Hey, it might be D3, it might be D2, but it is a road and a perfect path to play. So congratulations to Coach Bluford. We're super excited for you.
That's right. And Coach Blue isn't the only one who's back. The Carter brothers are back and they're looking for vengeance. They're going over to Maryville, and we know the last time they were in State 48, they made it to the state championship. Spurge, a big, big moment for Maryville to bring in the Carter brothers.
And it's a double or I guess triple comeback, because you got the two co-head coaches coming back in Maryville. Listen, this is a program, the early 90s or the whole 90s and the early 2000s. They were successful, winning tons of playoff games and being in championship games. Haven't been able to do much over the last couple of decades, but the Carter brothers, one thing we know how they do, they build culture. They get teams as far as they can get them. And so they're going to get every ounce of talent out of those Maryville kids, and they are very blessed to have the Carter brothers. We're all glad to see them back in Arizona where they belong. We know their aspirations and everything they want to accomplish, but it's all about the kids with them. And so super excited to see what they do at Maryville. And watch out, West Side and Phoenix, because Maryville is going to be a team to watch for over the next couple of years for sure.
Yes, yes. We know there's a ton of talent on the field in Arizona, but there may be even more in the classroom. So, yes, it's that time of year. I have to bring it up because we're all passionate about the all academic teams for Sports 360 AZ. This is your chance if you are on varsity, but maybe you're not a starter. Maybe you don't play every minute, but you work so hard in the classroom. And guess what? You deserve to be recognized for that. And that is why we're here. Claudia, tell them why they should nominate themselves or someone they know for all academic.
Well, let me just start with it's great for a college resume or just resume if college is not your route. I think it's a great thing to put on there. I was recognized at an athletic level for my academic level of achievement. I think it's really great. I mean, this is really what our bread and butter is at Sports 360 AZ, even looking ahead to the National Football Foundation show later this year. Like, that's all academic based too. That's what we care about because it really is what creates a well-rounded athlete. And so that's why you should nominate someone.
Nailed it. Nailed it. We'll end it on that. That's all we got for Social Spotlight for me.
Well, Elioff, thank you so much. Glad to have Social Spotlight back. We'll try not to have as a long of a gap in between spotlights this time. But thank you all for tuning in to Bleacher Talk. We'll see you next week.
When I started to compete, they told me I should stop. When I came in dead last, they told me I should stop. When colleges didn't recruit me, they told me I should stop. What they didn't know is that I am unstoppable.
CFA champion, Anthony Robles.
Let us help you be unstoppable with your financial goals at desertfinancial.com.
This is a Santan Ford announcement.
Santan Ford has over 1,600 new cars and trucks in stock. All models are priced for immediate sale to make room for more arrivals. Don't wait. Head to Tim Hovig's Santan Ford in Gilbert.
We are Santan Ford.
The Valley of the Sun will roar to life this spring.
This ought to get pretty wild here.
Why is that, you may ask? Because NASCAR is coming to Phoenix, and it's going to be a weekend of good vibes the whole family won't forget. The best-in-class fan experience meets racing's toughest drivers for 3 days of action on and off the track, all surrounded by the beautiful Estrella Mountains.
Oh yeah, baby! Let's go!
Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
Nothing brings people and families together faster than sharing food. Great friends, memories, and good times. For over 2 generations, Valle Luna has served you the food that brought you together, and we've been proud to do so. We're fortunate to have been a part of so many stories, gatherings, and traditions that continue on today and will tomorrow. Start a tradition of your own. Come taste authentic Sonoran-style food with your family and friends here with us at Valle Luna.
Let's talk about Venezia's Pizzeria. New York-style pizza. Oh man, this looks so good. Pizza doughs made fresh daily, wings, subs, sandwiches, pasta. They cater, they deliver. They have 5 Valley locations. Venezia's New York-style Pizzeria.